Let's talk about Gunsmith Part 14. This is the 14th Gunsmith and Mechanics task lineup. This is going to be the one where you need to build an HK, kind of how Mechanic tells you to build it. There's a lot of specific parts that it calls for, and you got to do it just right or you can't turn it in. But I'm going to show you guys how to do it so you don't have to be confused about it. Let's get into it. So Gunsmith Part 14, this is the 14th Gunsmith that Mechanic offers. It comes right after Gunsmith Part 13 and right before Gunsmith Part 15. For this Gunsmith, you need to modify an HK 416 to comply with the given specifications. It's the same as every other one. You need to build the HK the way that Mechanic tells you to build it. For this one, you need tan colored attachments, the Surefire RC2 silencer, the Magpul RVG, the EOTech EXP-S3 hollow sight, the Magpul MOE pistol grip, the Magpul UBR Gen 2 stock, and the LA5B PEQ tactical module. Your ergonomics have to be over 60, your recoil needs to be under 250, your weight needs to be 4 kilos or lower. And then on top of all of that, your condition, otherwise known as your durability, needs to be above 80%. Should be simple enough, right? But first, we need to get the gun. There's a few different ways that you can buy the gun. Peacekeeper Level 3 sells it after you've completed Wet Job Part 3. I have not completed Wet Job Part 3, so I don't have access to that yet. And you also get 2 of these from the task Lend-Lease Part 2. Again, I don't have that task done, so I don't have that option. The third way you can get this gun is through Mechanic Level 4, but it's going to be the stripped variant. It's going to be literally just this piece of a gun that you have to build back up. And then obviously the 5th way you can get it, if you have the flea market unlocked, you can buy it straight off of the flea, and I think this is actually going to be the cheapest way you're able to get it. 54,000 rubles for a 100 durability one. Sold. Now, once you've got the gun in your stash, it's time to start building it the way that Mechanic wants you to build it. The first thing you're going to want to buy is this Stanag AR-15 magazine from Peacekeeper Level 1. It is $17 US. We're going to go ahead and buy that. Once you've got the magazine, we're going to go over to Peacekeeper Level 3, where we're going to buy the handguard. This is going to be the Midwest 9-inch handguard, if I can find it. This one right here, it's going to be $98 US. It's the 416 A5 Midwest 9-inch. And don't worry too much if you don't have Peacekeeper leveled up to 3, you can also buy this on the flea market. It's only 15,000 rubles right now, so it's not going to set you back too much. The next thing we're going to buy is from Skier Level 2, and it's going to be this M-Lock rail system. It's this little stubby cantilever mount, the M-Lock RL. It's going to cost you 2,000 rubles. Again, if you don't have Skier Level 2 unlocked, you can buy this off the flea. It's going to cost you a lot more rubles to do it that way, though. Then we're going to go back over to Peacekeeper Level 3, where we're going to buy the MOE grip in the Flat Dark Earth variant. It's going to be this one here, this AR-15, MOE AR-15 in tan. It's going to be $42 US, and if you don't have Peacekeeper Level 3, don't worry, because you can also buy this on the flea market. I've got Peacekeeper Level 3, so I'm going to go ahead and buy that. The next thing you want to buy is also from Peacekeeper Level 3. It's going to be this Magpul UBR Gen 2 stock in the FDE. It's going to be $93 US. Again, you can buy it on the flea if you want. It's about the same price as everything else, about 14,000 rubles, not too expensive. Then we're going to go over to Mechanic Level 3, where we're going to buy the 11-inch HK barrel. That's going to be this one here for 27,000 rubles. If you don't have Mechanic Level 3 unlocked, you can also buy this on the flea market. It's going to set you back about 50,000 rubles. Once you've got your barrel, we're going to go back to Mechanic Level 2, where you're going to buy the SF3P flash hider. It's going to be this one here, this AR-15 SF3P 556. It's under my face. I know my face is in the way. It's going to cost you 7,000 rubles. If you don't have Mechanic Level 2, again, buy it off the flea. It's only like 20,000 rubles here. And the next thing we're going to need on the gun is the Surefire SOCOM 556 suppressor. It's going to be the tan one. You cannot buy this part from traders, so you have to have the flea market unlocked to buy this part. You're going to go to your flea market. We're going to type in SOCOM. It's going to be the Surefire SOCOM RC2, and you guys can see it here on the flea all day long. There's 2 pages of them for like 40,000 rubles. We're going to buy one. Next, we're going to run back over to Mechanic Level 1, where we're going to buy the M-Lock 4.1-inch rail. That's going to be this one here for 1,745 rubles. Everybody has this one. It's Mechanic Level 1. We don't need the flea market for this. And then we go back over to Peacekeeper Level 3, where we're going to buy the RVG Flat Dark Earth grip. That's going to be this one here that's right under my face there. It's $66 US. Again, Peacekeeper Level 3. If you don't have it unlocked, you can buy it off the flea for 12,000 rubles. After you've got your grip, we need the tactical device, and this one's going to require you to have Mechanic Level 4 or the flea market. So at Mechanic Level 4, the LA5B PEQ tactical device is going to be 18,000 rubles. If you don't have mechanic level 4, these are also sold on the flea, but they're really expensive, about 50,000 rubles. Honestly, just buy it, don't think about it, spend the rubles, get the task done so you don't have to think about it again. I'll buy one right now just to make you guys feel better. Next thing we want to buy is going to come from mechanic level 2. It's going to be the M-Bus rear sight, the Magpul rear sight, and that's going to be this one here for 4,000 rubles. Again, if you don't have mechanic unlocked, just search it on the flea. It's going to cost 11,000 rubles from there. Next, go to mechanic level 2 to get your front sight. It's going to be the same as the rear sight. It's just going to be the front sight version. It's the Magpul M-Bus FS front sight for 2,600 rubles. If you don't have mechanic level 2, you can buy this on the flea as well. And the very last component you're going to need is going to come from mechanic level 4, and it's going to be this EOTech EXP-S3 sight. It's going to cost 29,000 rubles, mechanic level 4. If you choose to get it on the flea, it is actually cheaper. So we're going to buy one from there. Now that you've got all your parts pulled out, I know my stash is a wreck. Let me clean this up real quick so we can really see what we've got going on. Now we've got a little bit of space. That was my fault. We played a little bit of Tarkov tonight. I haven't had time to clean my stash. But once you've got all your components, we want to pretty much set it up this way. Go ahead and put your suppressor on the muzzle adapter. Put the muzzle adapter on the barrel. We're going to open up the HK here. We're going to pull the old buttstock and the old buffer tube off, and we're going to put the UBR Gen 2 on there. You want to pull your pistol grip off and put your new one on there. Also pull your rear sight off and put your new one on there. Now you can go ahead and toss your EXP-S3 on it. You can put your M-Lock 4.1 rail on your handguard. Then you can put your foregrip on that same handguard. And you also want to put your tactical device on the new handguard. Then on the HK, you want to remove your rail system and attach the new rail system. And do the same thing for the barrel. Pull the 14.5-inch barrel off and put the 11-inch barrel on. Make sure when you do this, you guys can see that the HK is now red and it's unusable and you cannot turn it in for the task. Your old barrel has a gas block on it. It's this 416 low profile gas block. Make sure that goes back on the new gun as well. And the very last part you're going to want to put on the gun is the front sight. Now that my front sight is on, you guys can see that I still cannot turn this gun in. That's because I forgot to put the magazine in. So we're going to swap these out real quick and it should be able to turn in, as you can see right here. So we're just going to scroll over to mechanic, Gunsmith part 14, and we're going to turn that in. Overall, this gunsmith is kind of complicated. There's a lot of parts you have to get right. Just make sure that your magazine is empty when you go to turn the gun in, or the gun will be too heavy to turn in for the task. Also, make sure that on these components you're buying, it's all the flat dark earth colors, because if it's black, it will not let you turn it in. And if you're still struggling after that point, just go through and see what your ergonomics are, see what your weight is, and see what your recoil is. And from there, you can kind of figure out which parts you may have missed in the build. And once you've got it built, turn it in and get your rewards. I hope I made this video easy enough for you guys to follow along with. If it helps you guys out, leave a like so that more people can see the video. And if you like my content, maybe subscribe to the channel so you can catch up with my future videos, or maybe just hang out in some of the live streams. But I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace out, baby.